Sorry, what? Matt Walsh. A troll without a bridge. Oh no, the decorum. I was not prepared for how sexually charged the show would be. I left 3 months pregnant with twins. OANN, the place to go when you're too drunk to understand Newsmax. I don't know how he can sit there with a straight face after he said something so stupid. Gosh darn it! Jesse Waters, one of Fox News' shining examples of a privileged person who likes tossing water on drowning puppies. Yep, this man, an expert in all things manly, wrote a book called Manhood. Dave Rubin is a gross collection of molecules that tried forming into a human being but was using a 20-year-old Chuck E. Cheese animatronic covered in rat droppings as a template. Also, the adult form of a human baby isn't made into soup. You know, from the perspective of a smug-ass Canadian, I can say there's lots of reasons why America should be embarrassed on the global stage. I mean, lots, just like so many reasons. It's like really bad. There's so much to choose from. Countless reasons why America should be embarrassed. I've never needed a toke so badly after making a video. I'm unapologetically Canadian. This is Rebel HQ. I'm Sandee Lovas. It has been an incredible 6 months working here at Rebel HQ. I've had hundreds of thousands of people see my videos and hear my messages. I've learned so much and have met so many wonderful people and really developed my style and quality of videos. Alas, it is time for me to put what I've learned into practice elsewhere. But first, I've read through a lot of the comments on my videos, and I was surprised by all the wonderful supportive messages. Thank you to everyone who left a kind note or let me know how my videos resonated with them. I was deeply touched by a lot of what I saw. To respond to some of the most common comments, these are in fact slinkies. I collect them. And you may have noticed I have a slinky on my finger in every video. I need something to fidget with at all times, and this is a good fix. Many people noticed my Klingon dictionary, but I don't recall anyone mentioning my gnome in carbonite. What he did to get there, well, let's just say I set an example with him. So where am I off to? I'm taking what I've learned from Rebel HQ and using it to focus on growing my YouTube channel, Left of the Box. Recently, the Federal Conservative Party elected Darth Milhouse as their leader. Pierre Poilievre is a right-wing faux populist. He's a career politician, got his pension at 31 while claiming to be just like the average working folk, and he wants to make Canada the crypto capital of the world. He's encouraging right-wing extremism, and I'm so tired of people trying to brush it off by saying, he's not an extremist, he's just using them to get what he wants. Big difference. It's kind of like me saying, I'm not going to burn your house down, I'm just going to give the matches and the gasoline to the people I know who will. He stands a good chance of winning. We don't have a populist left here in Canada to offer something better and counter his lies. At least, not yet. What you're seeing in your country with a growing threat of fascism and a rise in extremism is happening here. It just looks different. There are less than 40 million people in Canada. We can turn things around. It's doable. It's so doable if we get enough people plugged in and engaged. And it's in progressive Americans' best interest for us to do so. If you ever want to use us as a life raft, best to make sure all the holes in it are fixed first. What happens there affects what happens here and vice versa. American people look at what Canadian people have and say, we want that. Meanwhile, the Canadian government looks at what the American government gets away with and says, we want that. Right now, my government is winning that dynamic. It can change. It will change if we support each other. The right wing is really good at cross-border solidarity. We see it all the time with people from either side of the border attending and financing right-wing events, no matter if they're in Canada or the US. We need to start doing the same and doing it better. That's why I'm encouraging people from both sides of the border to check out my content. While I will focus mainly on Canadian politics, I'll still cover American issues that are relevant here. When it comes to social issues, housing, policing, racism, bigotry, corrupt politicians, poverty, culture war BS, the climate crisis, and so much more, we're fighting the same battles. And you'll still get to see me take down David Rubin, Steven Crowder, and Jordan Peterson. Canada is not sending you our best. Let's just say I feel it's my patriotic duty to go after them. I'll let you in on a little secret. It's one of my biggest frustrations. Canadians know far more about the American government than they do about ours. That needs to change. Like many people, I often wonder if I have it in me to make a difference, if anything I do matters. I published my first video on YouTube on November 1st, 2020, with the goal of getting people informed and encouraging them to get involved. Before that video, I had no experience making videos and I had no clue what I was doing, but it was important to me, so I learned. It was difficult at times. I had to learn how to record, edit, promote, produce, network, write the scripts, find my style, and I was doing it mostly solo. But in 1 year, I was able to produce content that caught the attention of the world's largest online progressive news network. Working here has been a fantastic experience. It has helped me grow in ways I could have never predicted. 2 years ago, if you were to tell me all the things that would happen between then and now, I would have laughed in your face saying there was no chance of a fraction of that happening. But now, seeing how I've grown as a person, tapping into skills I never knew I had, meeting wonderful people, having amazing experiences, making content I can be proud of, and most importantly, the people who've told me I've made a difference to them, that I've helped to get their voice and their issues heard. When I think of all the things in my life I had to get past to get here, this is something I can't express. And I can't wait to see what the next 2 years will bring. So a big thank you to all the people here on Rebel HQ and TYT and to the wonderful audience. I might be back, we'll have to see how it goes. I need to get some of the maple wash off of Canada first. I'd like to leave you all with a phrase I wrote during a particularly hard time in my life that summed up everything I was feeling. With all that's going on in the world right now, I feel it will resonate with a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It wasn't the pain that I've been through that made me stronger. It was how I learned to compensate and adapt that made me stronger. It wasn't the bad things that happened to me that made me who I am. It was my ability to overcome those bad things that shaped me into who I am. I am not a result of the wrong that happened to me. I am a result of my perseverance to keep going. Therefore, I am not defined by the events of my past. I am defined by everything it took to get me here. Don't forget to hit buttons and leave comments. Thanks for watching. And remember to get informed, get involved.